Welcome grade 8 students. My name is Amur Al Hasni and I'm going to teach you grade 8 curriculum. To begin with, we are going to have a look at the lesson objectives. The first objective is to familiarize students with the content of the book. And then we will read and write some reviews on some popular activities. So let's get started with a brief look on the curriculum. First, I would like you guys to open the content page. On this page, we can see the divisions of the book. And we can see that we have 4 units. All these units have different topics. And these topics are going to be with you during the first semester. The first unit is more free time. And this is going to be our lesson today. Then, in the coming lessons, we are going to study creature features. Then we will move to the third unit, which is inventors and inventions, before we end the semester with the last unit, which is about great cities. Okay, so guys, now I would like you just to have a look at these 4 titles. More free time, and here we can think about different times. What can we do in our free time? Then a creature features, and this is going to be in the next unit. And here we have a creature and some features. Okay, so think about it. Then we will move to talk about unit 3, which is about inventors, and this word comes from the verb to invent. Okay, to create something or to make something new. Okay, and so we have here inventors as people and inventions as the things. Okay, and then we will move to the great cities, and we have our beautiful city, which is Muscat, for example, as a great city or the capital city of Oman. So just put these titles in mind, just because we want to move to the first activity that we have in our skills book. So now look at your skills book on page 2, please. Look at activity number 1. In this activity, it says which unit, and when we have which unit, we are talking about which unit exactly. So we have to choose which unit, whether unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, or unit 4. Okay, so look at the instruction. Here are the titles for the units. Read them and write the number of the unit the title belongs to. So we have these 4 titles again, and here you can refer to the content page that we just discussed. Okay, so the first one, as we can see, we have more free time, we have great cities, we have creature features, and also we have inventors and inventions. And we have talked about these 4 titles just a minute ago. So what do you think? More free time is very clear. It's going to be our first unit in semester A. So this is going to be unit number 1. So this is very easy one, but then we have great cities, creature features, and inventors and inventions. What do you think? Yes, guys, so we have a creature features as unit number 2, and also we have inventors and inventions as unit number 3, and we have the last unit, which is about great cities, and this is going to be unit number 4. Just put this in mind that we are going to study these 4 units during the whole semester. Now let's move to this page, and this page is a little bit like it's full of colors and full of things, but first of all I would like you to draw your attention to activity number 2 on the same page, which is on page 2. So now I would like you to look at this lens. Okay, and we know that lenses are used to just make things bigger. Okay, so read through it. You are going on a book hunt, and this is a book hunt, and here we are going to look briefly throughout the whole book. Okay, so read the clues. We are going to have these 5 clues, as you can see on the screen. Read the clues, find the answer in your books. So whenever we read the question, we have to look for the answer on the correct place. For example, who is the inventive Omani girl in Unit 3. And here we are going to go immediately to Unit 3 in order to find the answer for this one. And this is the purpose of this activity. Okay, so find the answer in your book and then write answers next to the clues. So look at the first clue. Again, who is the inventive Omani girl in Unit 3? And here we have to go immediately to Unit 3. This is the content page and we have to go to Unit 3, which is about inventors and inventions. So immediately you can go to page 21 and find the answer for this one. And this is the first page of Unit 3, which is inventors and inventions. The answer to this question, as you can see, you can take some time or pause the video if you are watching it from YouTube to answer this question. So the answer for this question or the answer for this clue is Intisar, okay? So Intisar is the inventive Omani who likes making things. And this is the answer. You can find it on Unit 3. Then move to the second clue, which is, and it says, which is the greatest city for Muslim. And can you remember this? We have talked already about the greatest city and we give an example of Muscat as a great city. So which unit is talking about this? Of course, it is unit number 4, right? So which is the greatest city for Muslims? And here when we are talking about some Islamic things and when we refer things to Muslims, so what is the greatest city, do you think? So here, this one will lead us to immediately to unit number 4, which is about great cities. And then when we go to unit number 4, we will find this interesting topic, which is about, have you ever been to Mecca? And this text is talking about our greatest city, especially for Muslims. So Mecca is the answer here for this clue. Can you see the point? So when we go back to the second question, we can write here Mecca. Okay, so this is the idea of answering these clues. Okay, students, so you can now go and answer the rest. Okay, you can pause the video in order to answer them. Look at clue number 3. When you want to write, you can look for verbs, nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. Or we are talking about a place where we can find verbs, nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. So what do you think is the best place when you can find all of these? In your skills book, especially in your skills book. So look at your skills book. There is a section which includes verbs, nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. What is it? Can you think about it? It is, of course, the word list. You can find the word list from pages 69 to 72. And as you can see that we have like this. We have act, it is a verb, and the pronunciation or the correct pronunciation for this one. We have activity, the noun, and the pronunciation for it, okay? So these are the word list. So a word list is the place when you can find verbs, nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. And we call this part of speech. Okay, guys? So here we can write what? The word list. So now let's move on to the fourth clue. On this one, it is always on the first page in the class book. So here, what is the first page on the class book? What do you think? We have just discussed it a few minutes ago. What is on the first page of your class book? The content page. Okay? This is our first page on the class book. So if we answer this one, we can write the content page. Okay, so this is how to answer this one. And the last one, we can see what? Look at it. Look at the fifth clue here. These people always have something different to say in every unit. So we are going to deal with different people who are going to talk in every unit, okay, of the book. So what is the name for their group? So here we are talking about what? About the group's name of these people. So the answer here is what? They are called club talk. Okay, in the club talk we can find some students who are talking about different issues. Okay, so the answer for this one is going to be the club talk. Okay guys, so this is regarding the book hunt. So here we told you only about the book in general. Okay, now let's move on to talk about, to answer this activity. So now let's move on to activity number 3 of your skills book on page 2, class book at the same time on page 1. In this activity, the following sentences are about unit 1. Look at the first page of the unit in your class book and then decide if the sentences are true or false. Okay, so we have here different statements from 1 to 6. We have to decide if these sentences are true or false. If they are true, circle true. If they are false, circle false. And here we mean by true, you can put a tick or a cross, and this is what they mean. So put a true if the statement is correct. If the statement is not correct, put false. Now look at the first one. You will read a story about busy Basim and lazy Latifa. Okay, and if we look at our class book on first page, we can see that this one is going to talk about busy Basim and lazy Latifa, and you can find it in unit 1. So the answer for this one is true. Now let's move to statement number 2. The title of this unit is More Free Time. So the answer for this one, which is true, this unit is talking about more free time, so the answer is very clear, which is true. And then let's move to the next statement. Number 3. This unit will have activities about great cities. Wait a minute. We have talked about great cities, right? And we have mentioned Mecca, Muscat as great cities. But are they in this unit, which is in unit 1? No. So the answer here is going to be false, because the statement is not true. Okay, and then let's move on to statement number 4. You will learn about adjectives like interesting and excellent. And here we are talking about interesting and excellent as positive adjectives. And here we are going to shed a light on some adjectives, the negative ones and the positive ones. So the answer is true, of course. Then let's have a look at statement number 5. In this one, in this unit, you will find out how to weigh different things. This unit is not going to talk about such things. It's going to focus in our free time and our activities. So we are not going to discuss this, because different things, weighing different things, is going to be discussed in unit number 3. So the answer for this one is false. And look at the last statement, which is number 6. It says you will find out about different free time activities, which is our focus today. And this is our title for this unit. So this unit is going to talk about different free time activities, and the answer for this one is again true. So this is how we answer this question. Now let's move on to talk about the next section. So in your skills book on page 2, please look at activity number 4. What are you going to learn? So from collecting these things that we have just discussed and also these things, okay, so what are we going to learn in Unit 1, which is about more free time? Look at the rubric. Write 3 sentences of your own about what you think Unit 1 is about. Okay, so we are going to write sentence number 1, sentence number 2, and sentence number 3. Okay, then use what you know already to help you. So we will use all the answers that we put true for them, if you remember. So these are the 4 statements that we put true on. So we are going to use this information in order to write. I would like you guys to start writing and write what are you going to learn in this unit. Try not to copy, okay guys? So the first sentence has been started to help you. So look at the first one. Look at the first sentence. I think I'm going to learn about what? And you can develop your sentence. For example, you can say what I do in my free time. Okay guys, so this is the first sentence and it's a very simple one. I think I'm going to learn about what I do in my free time. So this is what we are going to learn, for example. Can you develop your own sentence? Try to think about it. Okay, if you can't, you can look at the second one. And also you can benefit from this sentence. Also you can write like this one, for example. I think the same thing, the same starting or the same beginning. I think I'm going to learn, okay, about, for example, what? About positive and negative adjectives. Remember, excellent, interesting. Okay, so we can write like these ones. Okay, so to learn about positive and negative adjectives, for example. And the same thing you can do for sentence number 3. Or you can say, I think, I feel, I believe. All these verbs can be changed, you know. Okay, so you can change think in order to avoid repetition. You can write, I feel, or I think, because here you are expressing your opinion about what you are going to learn. Okay, so we can write this sentence, for example, I believe. I believe that I will, and also to use will in order to express our future tense. It's like going to. Okay, so I believe that I will what? I will learn, of course, about, and as you can see here that we are going, what do you think is this one? If we go back to this page, what do you think? This is a sound A, and this is we are going to study, inshallah, in this unit. So we can write this in the third one, okay, as a third sentence about the sound A. Okay, and we are going to discuss this in details, inshallah, in the coming lessons with different examples. For example, okay, with different examples. Okay, so this is how to develop 3 sentences about what you are going to learn in this unit. Okay, guys, so I would like you to develop your own sentences. And this will help you develop your writing skills, by the way. Now, Let's move. Because we are talking a little bit about writing, I would like you to be in my place. I would like you to be the teacher. And here we have one student from ITC group. This student has developed an email. But this email has some mistakes. Okay, and you can see that these mistakes are numbered. Can you see them? All these numbers, there are mistakes. I would like you to be in my position and identify the mistakes that this student has. So look at the instruction here. After each number, there is a mistake. Write each number and the correct answer in your exercise book. So you can copy. So here you can write the numbers in this way in your exercise book. Nine, and maybe we can write 10 here. Okay, and here we can put the mistakes. We can gather them in one place and we can identify them. Okay, so now try to identify the mistakes in this email. So we can start with the first one. Look at the first one, please. Dear IKC member. And we have here what? One mistake. And here we are talking about that we should start our emails with what? With capital letters. Dear, it should be written in this way. Okay, so this is the correction for this one. We should delete the first letter and then we write the capital letter. Okay, and you can do the same for the rest. So what are the mistakes here? You can find them in this way. Look at them. First letter should be capital, and here we mean this one. Then the second mistake is there should be capital letters for the name. And which name here we mean? Look at the letter, please, or look at the email. You have been a member of the International Kids Club. Okay, so this is the name, and it is a name of an organization, for example, or a club. Okay, so here we should change it into capital letters like this one. Capital I, capital K, and capital C. Can you see them? I write them again in a new slide. Okay, so this is the correction for mistake number 2. And look at the third one. Missing S for the plural. And here we are talking about the plurals. What do we mean by plurals? And here we are linking it to the letter S. Plural. When we have one pen, we have 3 pens. Okay, no pen here. Okay, a plural means when we have one pen and we have many pens, 2 pens, 3 pens. Okay, so here we are talking about plurals. Okay, and usually we add S to the name. For example, 1 pen, 2 pens. Okay, so can you hear the sound? So we add S for plurals. But here in the email, look at the email again. Look at number 3. For the last 3 years. So here the mistake, the third mistake is about adding S to the noun year. It should be here. And then the full stop. Okay, so this is how we correct this mistake. Then moving to mistake number 4, and it's about capital W for the start of a sentence. And here, because after we finish the third mistake, as you can see, there is a full stop, right? So we have to start a new sentence with a capital letter. So here we have to change the W here from small into capital. Okay. Then the 5th mistake is about wrong spelling or missing. There is O missing. Okay, so the students here write the word incorrectly. Okay, it's not correct. There is a letter missing. Okay, here. So world, we can delete it and write it again in this way. Okay, so this is the letter missing. Okay, it should be written here, and that's why it's called spelling. Okay, to spell a word means to write it correctly or to say it correctly. The letters are all here. Okay, we cannot write it in this way because this one is not correct. So that's why there is a spelling mistake. Okay, guys, so it should be written in this way. Look at mistake number 6. In this one, there should be spaces between the words. Spaces. Space. Okay, there is a space between me and this one, or the table. Look at mistake number 6. There should be spaces between the words. And here what we mean by spaces, we mean this one. Okay, but in number 6, as we can see, look at number 6. Okay, this one. What can we see? We can see this word international, we have teenagers, and we have a club. But unfortunately, there is no space between them, you know, in order to make the words separated apart from each other. Can you see the point? So here we have to put a space. And also here. And this is one of the mistakes that many students do. Why? Because we cannot read their writings because they don't put spaces between words. So it is very important to make your writing neat, clear, and interesting. Or in order for the reader to be able to read your writing, you should keep spaces. So we should keep spaces between these words. So we should rewrite them again and put spaces. I will show you in a minute. Okay, then look at the 7th mistake, and here we have missing full stop. And here when we talk about full stop, we are talking about this one. We call this a full stop. A full stop or a period, as some people call it. Okay, so there is a full stop missing in number 7. So after you read this sentence, there is a full stop here because we have here a capital letter. It means a new sentence. So we should put here a full stop. We should put here a full stop. I will write it in red. Then let's move to the next mistake, which is about we have wrong spelling. And here we have the letter E missing. Look at number 8. You will need to upgrade your membership by filling in the. Okay, and how should we write this article? We should write it in this way. The. Okay, so there is E missing. By filling in the attached file. Then for number 9, we have capital E. Okay, so let's look at mistake number 9. We hope you will have as much fun in the ITC and learn even more English. Okay, so let's look at this one. It's a very popular word and we all know English. So English here as a language. So we should delete this one and put it in this way because languages should be written in capital letters. Okay, like Arabic, for example. Okay, we cannot write Arabic in this way. We should write this, or we should write it in this way. Okay, because it is a language, we should start it with a capital A. Okay, the same thing for English or for any other language. Okay, so we should write it with capital E. Okay, and the last mistake is very clear, and here we are missing the full stop. Okay, so here we have this one. because it is the end of the sentence, so we end it with a full stop. Okay, guys? So this is how we correct this student's mistakes. Okay, and I hope that you avoid these mistakes. You learn from them and then avoid them. So we can see the changes here, and we can see the latest email. After correcting it, we can see it in this way. Good, guys. Now, let's move to talk about our membership form. And as the previous email talks about ITC membership, because you are upgrading your membership in ITC, it means like you are registering again or update your membership to be a member of this group. Okay, so complete the form and upgrade your membership to join the ITC. Upgrade. Okay, it's like update, or just to update yourself in this group. So in this one, and because this group is talking about more time activities, so you are going to write some information about yourself. For example, you can start in this way. For example, and you should write your own name. Okay, and here you can write your address, for example. Where are you from? Okay, and the country, and also the name of your school, and also your grade. For example, you are in grade 8, so you will write here 8, and you can write the section if you would like to. And also you can put your telephone number if you have, and also your age. For example, let's say maybe you are in I think you are maybe between 14 and 15. Okay, let's write 14, for example. And also you can write your own email if you have. Then, after you finish writing your details about yourself as students, tick the activities you like doing. So what do you like doing? So here we have different activities. We have reading, to read something, sewing, and maybe this can be for female students more than boys, painting, singing, writing, making models. So here you are going to tick the activities that you like doing. And here we have different activities: reading, writing, fishing, horse riding. Also we have sewing, making models, roller skating, skateboarding. And also we have painting, jogging, cycling, drawing. Also we have singing and playing some board games. Okay, and if you don't know any of these words, you can look at these different activities. So this is how to make models, skiing, collecting postcards, taking photographs, and you can see different activities that maybe you like. So if you like one of these activities, you can put a tick on the previous activity, which is this one. Okay, so these activities, you can find them on your class book on page 2, and this activity can be answered on skills book page number 3. Good, guys? So now I would like you to look at these activities, and if you don't have any activity that is not available, for example tennis, you can write it here. Okay, now I would like you to look at these different activities that we have in your class book page 2. Then I would like you to classify these activities into groups. Okay, what are these groups? These groups can be indoor activities. And look at the first one, indoor activities. If we look at this one, it is like indoor, but we put them together, it becomes indoor inside a closed area, a closed one. Okay, so we have some games that can be played, for example, inside a room. For example, like what? If we go back, think about this one. Playing board games like this one. What do you think? Where can we play like this one? It is considered to be indoor activity. Good, guys? So it should be in a closed area. For example, in your house, in your room. Okay? And there are some other games that can be indoor activities. For example, like video games. Okay? They are indoors activities. Okay, so did you understand what I mean by indoor activities? Okay, it's very easy. Indoor. And you can remember it in this way. In. Because the preposition in means inside. Okay, indoor activities means inside a room. And you can then classify your activity based on indoor activities. But look at the opposite of this one, and let's move to this one, which is about outdoor activities. Out. And listen to the preposition out. Okay, we have out and we have door. We put them together in one word and it becomes outdoor activities. Outdoor activities means what? In open areas, outside your house, outside your room. So these games cannot be played inside your house. They should be outside your house. So that's what we mean by outdoor activities. For example, like what? Very easy and very simple one. Football. We can play football outside our house. It's not possible to play football inside the room because we are going to break the window or the TV, for example. Can you see the point? So outdoor activities are the activities which are done outside the house. Got it? This is regarding indoor activities and outdoor activities. Good. Now, let's move to the dangerous activities. Dangerous. It comes from the word danger. And you can find like this one in a red light, for example, in danger, okay? So you cannot enter that place because it is dangerous, okay? Or you cannot go to that forest because it is dangerous. So there are some dangerous activities. And here we are talking about activities that we are doing in our free time, but these activities are very risky, okay? Risky. They might hurt us, okay? And we can think about skating, for example. Also, we have some quiet activities which are very quiet, not noisy. They don't make a loud sound. And also we have some arts and craft activities. And these activities like drawing, painting something, drawing something on your paper. So these are art and craft and something that can be done by your hands. So this is regarding our first lesson. Now, this is the end of our lesson and see you in the next lesson, inshallah.